Up next is Brendan from Long Island.
Brendan from Long Island!
We're gonna do some comments.
Yay, Brendan!
All right.
If you're gonna hold it.
All right, everybody can hear me?
Yes.
All right, beautiful. All right. All right, thanks for the introduction, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to start off with this. I'm sure we all survived the great Facebook meltdown of 2024 this week. It was terrible. When it crashed, I had to work. And I had a friend of mine, when it crashed, he actually ended up cleaning the garage. There was nothing else to do. Tragic, tragic, tragic. But anyway, I'm from, again, Long Island, and I'm from a town called Babylon, Long Island. It's in New York. It's about an hour train ride to New York City via express. And I'm not saying that the town of Babylon was stuck up, but it got sued by Velcro. And yeah, it was really bad. It was just like, it was like, yeah, I'm not saying it was like, let's put it this way. It was like, it wasn't like that. It was a very white town, but our team colors was Caucasian. And I want to say that our town was rich, but the mascot was a Monopoly man. So yeah, it was really like, it's just crazy. It was like this. It was like full of preppies. I'm sure you heard preppies. This was a term done in the 70s and the 80s.
Yep.
And what preppies were was basically yuppie spawn.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like it was just like a really weird town to grow up in. And it was just like it was like this. It was like there was this road that actually divided the town. And it was called Montauk Highway, or New York State 27A. And if you lived south of Montauk Highway, you were rich. There were boats, there were mansions, I swear to God. North of it, our parents had to work for a living. But back to my high school team, our team was called, name was the Panthers. And that's because trust fund babies was already taken. But yeah, way it gets worse. The thing is that Babylon had like Founders Day, also known as "My dad is richer than your dad." No, my dad's richer than your dad. No, my dad's richer than your dad. That was Founder Day, and it's like and like I said, you had these preppies and everything, and like I said, there's soon to be yuppies, but they were preppies because they were in development. Their white privilege was like developing, and I had a black kid who wanted to be a prep really bad, and he wanted to impress his little white preppy friends, and he called me the N-word. So he tracked me. So I tracked his ass down. Found out he's living in California, and he's a Republican. Big stretch. Yeah, it's like. You just let the pain permeate. But yeah, so it was just like a really weird town and everything, and we didn't have like the prom. It was called the debutante, or the deb for short. Hey Brandon, you going to the deb? See, the problem was that my mom dressed me up in Sears. If anybody don't know what Sears is, it's basically Walmart on welfare, and but my mom dressed me up in Sears, mainly Toughskins, and I asked my mom, why do you always dress me up in Sears? My mom used to choreograph all our arguments, so she used to do this. Brendan, all the great rock stars, this was the 80s by the way, all the rock stars in MTV wear Sears. I said, Mom, name one. Barry Manilow. Yeah. Yeah, how do you think I felt? I had a real fun time with the Van Halen kids beating me up every week. But yeah, so, but that's the thing is like, it was just like I never made it to the prom or the Deb. Apparently, Sears don't make tough skin tuxedos, and but it was crazy though. But I got older, I got wiser, I got the hell out of town, and now it's my 40th year anniversary next year for a reunion. So my 40th reunion is coming next year, folks.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, the 80s was 40 years ago, essentially 1985. So yeah, it's scary. But here's the thing, that some of the alumni want me to go and do a set there. You know what I call it? Payback bitches. But,
Yeah.
anyway, so. But yeah, but wait, there's more. But yes, my wife is from Marion. She actually was born and raised there and everything. And the thing was that she's very sweet and everything. But I told her about these stories and everything. And it was all these kids that made fun of me. You know, the black kid who called me that word. And there was this one girl who used to make fun of me. And I can't really say her name, but she was also white. But the thing was that she used to go to the clubs in New York, and she actually hung out with, I'm not even kidding, and this is the 80s, okay? She hung out with a band called Modern English. They had like that one hit, I'll Melt With You. So we called her the Modern English groupie. Apparently Kaja Gugu just broke up before she went into groupiedom. So anyway, so my wife is very protective of me, and I'm afraid that if I'm going to go to the reunion, I have a feeling that I'm going to meet the Modern English groupie and the other kids that made fun of me. And all of a sudden I see a red dot on their forehead. Honey, put the gun away. It's okay. She's a good person. It's okay. We made up. It's okay. But yeah, so that's how it is, and that's how it is and everything. But I have like two great stepchildren. I have one stepchild who also I have Asperger's. My stepchild also has Asperger's. And we had this very good conversation one time. Very good conversation. It went like this. He went like this. I went like this. He said this. I went like this. You have to speak Asperger to understand. And then I have their stepson. His mother and his father, which would be my wife's first husband, I'm her second husband. Well, her first husband my wife and her first husband were actually third cousins. That makes my stepson my next son, and it's all in the family. It's just one big root. But the family tree has one big root. But yeah, I went from that to that. So that's how my life is. I don't know who the hell I am. But I just I'm just glad that I'm here. It's just it's really cool being in North Carolina and everything. I have a name. You ain't from here, are you?
Yeah.
And the thing is that it's like this. I actually had to take classes on how to talk like a Southerner. So I went to the Southern Dialect 101. Hi, my name is White, and we're going to learn the Southern dialect. So repeat after me. Dale Earnhardt. Dale Earnhardt. Over yonder. Over yonder. Dale Earnhardt Jr. Dale Earnhardt Jr. You got a broken mouth. I had to drop out. But yeah, so but that's that's how it is though, everything. But I just want to conclude this because I'm going to do a big spiel afterwards because I'm approaching the 10th minute. So, but anyway, people ask me, Brendan from Long Island, why is it you do comedy? I'll tell you why. Because if I was a stripper, it would be Magic Mike. it would be tragic, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, thank you very much. And before I go, thank you. And before I go, I just want to say this. Next Saturday, not this Saturday, but the following Saturday, March 16th, from 6:30 to 9 p.m., we're going to have the Irish Inquisition. We're going to have about 9 comedians, and we're going to make you laugh your butts off. I think you guys are going to have a great time. All diverse and everything. I think you're going to enjoy it. $10 suggested donation, and food and beverages will be served.
Yeah.
So, and I'll do one more spiel maybe next week if I come in. But thanks for hanging in there with me, and thanks for. I really want to thank for being in Play Gallery, because I'll tell you right now, I wouldn't be. I don't know if I would do Silver Wing Comedy without you guys. So I appreciate you guys very much. Thank you.
I don't know how to do it for us.
Yeah. What is it? Me?
Yes, up next is Miss Ivy Rose. Not Rose,
Oh, I thought
although she did pick me up today. I'll forgive her.